The Galactic Council chamber hummed with anticipation as representatives from 47 different species gathered around the massive circular assembly. At the center, a holographic display showed the blue-green marble that had been the subject of heated debate for months Earth. Supreme Chancellor Vex Thalen of the Draxian Empire struck his ceremonial gavel against the resonance crystal, sending harmonic waves through the chamber. "The motion stands before us," his translated voice echoed. "Shall the Terran species be subjected to immediate pacification and integration into the galactic collective?" Ambassador Zil Nara from the Centaurian Federation raised her multiple appendages. "The humans have refused 17 separate diplomatic overtures. They've declared their system off-limits to galactic commerce. Such arrogance cannot be tolerated." A chorus of agreement rippled through the assembly. The Cortan delegate, his insectoid features clicking with approval, added, "Their military capabilities are primitive at best. Pre-fusion technology, chemical propulsion, electromagnetic weapons. The operation would be concluded within their single solar rotation." General Thokmor of the Valian Warclans slammed his armored fist on his console. "Finally, I've been advocating for this action for decades. One swift strike, minimal resistance, maximum efficiency. My fleets could have their surrender within 72 of their hours." The voting commenced with mechanical precision. Species after species registered their approval, the holographic tally climbing steadily. 43 votes in favor, 3 abstentions, 1 opposed. The Andromedans, as always, had voted for peaceful resolution, a stance that earned them dismissive chittering from the more militant delegates. "The motion carries," Chancellor Vex Thalen declared. "Operation Terraform is hereby authorized. General Thokmor, you have unlimited military discretion. Bring these upstart humans to heel." The general's scarred face split into a predatory grin. "It will be my pleasure, Chancellor. I estimate 3 standard days for complete planetary surrender." As the council dispersed, conversations buzzed with comfortable confidence. The Zephyrians discussed post-invasion resource allocation. The Nexari debated which human cities would make the best administrative centers. The mood was one of casual certainty, another primitive species about to learn their place in the galactic hierarchy. Exactly 72 hours later, the emergency session alarm shrieked through the council chambers. General Thokmor's hologram materialized in the center of the assembly, but this wasn't the confident warrior who had departed 3 days earlier. His armor was scorched, his face bearing fresh wounds, and his eyes held something the council had never seen from him before: terror. "Report, General," Chancellor Vex Thalen commanded, though his voice carried a tremor of uncertainty. Thokmor's image flickered as he struggled to maintain composure. The invasion fleet has been destroyed. All 700 vessels. 40,000 of our finest warriors gone." The chamber erupted in shocked chatter, but the general's next words silenced them completely. "They weren't there." "What do you mean they weren't there?" Zil Nara demanded. "The humans. When we arrived at their system, Earth was empty, completely evacuated. Not a single life sign on the entire planet. Our sensors detected nothing but automated systems maintaining basic infrastructure." Ambassador Creoltok of the hegemony leaned forward. "A tactical retreat, then. Cowardly, but not unexpected from a primitive species. Where did they relocate?" Thokmor's laugh was bitter and hollow. "That's what we thought. We began landing operations, started claiming strategic positions. That's when we learned the truth." He paused, his voice dropping to a whisper. Earth wasn't their homeworld anymore. It was bait. The holographic display at the chamber's center suddenly activated without authorization. The image showed Earth, but from a perspective that made several delegates gasp. The planet was surrounded by a vast network of structures, not orbital stations, but something far more complex and terrifying. "What are we looking at?" the Chancellor demanded. A new voice answered, human, speaking perfect galactic standard, carrying an accent that suggested education in multiple alien languages. "You're looking at the Earth defense grid, Chancellor Vex Thalan." Though defense might be a misnomer at this point, a human figure materialized in the chamber's holographic display. She was middle-aged, wearing what appeared to be a military uniform decorated with insignia from multiple species, including several that were classified as extinct. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Deep Space Command. You may wonder why General Thokmor's fleet is no longer responding to communications. Allow me to clarify the situation." The display shifted to show tactical recordings from the invasion. Valian warships approaching Earth, their weapons charging, troops preparing for planetary assault. Then, without warning, space around them began to fold and twist. Ships that had been in formation suddenly found themselves scattered across impossible distances, their navigational systems failing, their weapons targeting their own vessels. "Spatial manipulation technology," Admiral Chen explained calmly. "Something we developed after extensive study of captured Nexari equipment. Though I admit, we've improved upon the original design considerably." Chancellor Vex Thalan's voice cracked slightly. "Impossible. Humans don't possess such technology. Your species hasn't even achieved faster-than-light communication." Admiral Chen smiled, and it was an expression that reminded several delegates uncomfortably of apex predators from their homeworlds. "Chancellor, you labor under a critical misunderstanding. You believe Earth is humanity's homeworld. It hasn't been for quite some time." The display zoomed out, revealing the true scope of the situation. Earth wasn't just surrounded by defensive structures, it was the center of a vast network that extended throughout the solar system and beyond. Hidden bases on asteroids, camouflaged installations on moons, and something that made the assembled delegates' biological processes skip several cycles. Ships. Thousands upon thousands of ships, each one clearly of human design, but incorporating technology that shouldn't have existed for another 1,000 years of normal development. You see, when the Galactic Council first made contact with Earth 75 years ago, humanity made a decision. We realized that to survive in a galaxy full of species like yours, we needed to adapt quickly. So we did what humans do best: we learned, we innovated, and we prepared. Admiral Chen gestured, and the display showed human colonies scattered across dozens of star systems, all previously thought to be uninhabited or uninhabitable. Earth became our museum, our monument to what we used to be. But humanity itself? We've been among you for decades. Your traders, your diplomats, your scientists. You'd be amazed how many of them were actually human agents gathering intelligence, technology, and genetic samples. The temperature in the chamber seemed to drop as the implications settled in. Every defensive system you've developed, every weapon you've created, every tactical doctrine you follow, we've studied it all. We know your weaknesses, your supply lines, your political structures. We've been preparing for this day since the moment we realized the galaxy wasn't interested in coexistence. General Thokmor's image flickered back into focus. "Admiral, what? What do you want?" Admiral Chen's smile disappeared, replaced by an expression of cold determination. "What we want, General, is very simple. The Galactic Council will formally recognize human sovereignty over all systems we currently occupy, and we occupy far more than you realize. You will cease all hostile actions against human interests, and you will never, ever mistake our previous diplomatic courtesy for weakness again." She paused, letting the silence stretch before delivering her final words. "The vote to invade Earth was the last mistake this council will ever make regarding humanity. The question now isn't whether you can defeat us, it's whether we'll allow any of you to survive the consequences of your arrogance." The transmission cut out, leaving the council in stunned silence. Outside the chamber's massive viewport, stars began disappearing one by one, not going dark, but being systematically blocked by shapes too large and too numerous to count. The age of galactic complacency was over.